年前夕，国家主席习近平通过中央广播电视总台和互联网，发表2021年新年贺词。
同志们、朋友们、女士们、先生们，大家好。2021年的脚步越来越近，我在北京向大家致以新年的美好祝福。2020年是极不平凡的一年，面对突如其来的新冠肺炎疫情，我们以人民至上、生命至上，诠释了人间大爱，用众志成城、坚韧不拔，书写了抗疫史诗。在共克时艰的日子里，有逆行出征的豪迈，有顽强不屈的坚守，有患难与共的担当，有英勇无畏的牺牲，有守望相助的感动。从白衣天使到人民子弟兵，从科研人员到社区工作者，从志愿者到工程建设者，从古稀老人到90后、00后、青年一代，无数人以生命负使命，用挚爱护苍生，将涓滴之力汇聚成磅礴伟力，构筑起守护生命的铜墙铁壁。一个个义无反顾的身影，一次次心手相连的接力，一幕幕感人至深的场景，生动展示了伟大抗疫精神。平凡铸就伟大，英雄来自人民。每个人都了不起。向所有不幸感染的病患者表示慰问，向所有平凡的英雄致敬。我为伟大的祖国和人民而骄傲，为自强不息的民族精神而自豪。艰难方显勇毅，磨砺使得玉成。我们克服疫情影响，统筹疫情防控和经济社会发展，取得重大成果。“13·5”圆满收官，“14·5”全面擘画，新发展格局加快构建，高质量发展深入实施。我国在世界主要经济体中率先实现正增长，预计2020年国内生产总值迈上100万亿元新台阶，粮食生产喜获17连丰，天问1号、嫦娥5号、奋斗者号等科学探测实现重大突破，海南自由贸易港建设蓬勃展开。我们还抵御了严重洪涝灾害，广大军民不畏艰险，同心协力抗洪救灾，努力把损失降到了最低。我到13个省区市考察时，欣喜看到大家认真细致落实防疫措施，争分夺秒复工复产，全力以赴创新创造，神州大地自信自强，充满韧劲儿，一派只争朝夕、生机勃勃的景象。 2020年，全面建成小康社会取得伟大历史性成就，决战脱贫攻坚取得决定性胜利。我们向深度贫困堡垒发起总攻，啃下了最难啃的硬骨头。历经8年，现行标准下，近1亿农村贫困人口全部脱贫，832个贫困县全部摘帽。这些年，我去了全国14个集中连片特困地区，乡亲们愚公移山的干劲儿，广大扶贫干部亲情投入的奉献，时常浮现在脑海。我们还要咬定青山不放松，脚踏实地加油干，努力绘就乡村振兴的壮美画卷，朝着共同富裕的目标稳步前行。今年，我们隆重庆祝深圳等经济特区建立40周年，上海浦东开发开放30周年，置身春潮涌动的南海之滨，绚丽多姿的黄浦江畔，令人百感交集。先行先试变成了示范引领，探索创新成为了创新引领。改革开放创造了发展奇迹，今后还要以更大气魄深化改革，扩大开放，续写更多春天的故事。大道不孤，天下一家。经历了1年来的风雨，我们比任何时候都更加深切体会到人类命运共同体的意义。我同国际上新老朋友进行了多次通话，出席了多场云会议，谈得最多的就是和衷共济、团结抗疫。疫情防控任重道远，世界各国人民要携起手来，风雨同舟，早日驱散疫情的阴霾，努力建设更加美好的地球家园。2021年是中国共产党100年华诞，100年征程波澜壮阔，100年初心历久弥坚。从上海石窟门到嘉兴南湖，一艘小小红船，承载着人民的重托、民族的希望，越过急流险滩，穿过惊涛骇浪，成为领航中国行稳致远的巍巍巨轮。胸怀千秋伟业，恰是100年风华。我们秉持以人民为中心，永葆初心，牢记使命，乘风破浪，扬帆远航，一定能实现中华民族伟大复兴。站在2个100年的历史交汇点，全面建设社会主义现代化国家新征程即将开启。征途漫漫，唯有奋斗。我们通过奋斗，披荆斩棘，走过了万水千山。 我们还要继续奋斗，勇往直前，创造更加灿烂的辉煌。此时此刻，华灯初上，万家团圆，新年将至，唯愿山河锦绣，国泰民安，唯愿和顺志祥，幸福美满。谢谢大家。
In the face of great challenges this year, Americans showed incredible grit, strength, tenacity, and resolve. And together we achieved truly historic victories like nobody ever thought possible. To defeat the China virus, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. We transformed our factories to build tens of thousands of ventilators and millions of masks virtually overnight. Nobody thought it could be done. We ignored the experts who demanded open borders, and we shut down travel from China and Europe to protect our citizens, and we built the wall. We pioneered groundbreaking new therapies and treatments, and we saved millions of American lives. Over and over again, we were told it would be impossible to deliver a vaccine by the end of the year. All of the experts said, absolutely unthinkable. Trump is exaggerating. It can't happen. And we did it long before the end of the year. They said it would take a medical miracle, and that's exactly what it is. Years from now, they'll be talking about it. They'll be talking about this great, great thing that we did with the vaccines. A truly unprecedented, amazing medical miracle. Normally, developing a vaccine takes up to 10 years. Thanks to Operation Warp Speed, we developed a vaccine in just 9 months. We've already begun a nationwide vaccination program, and we're sending the vaccine all over the world. The world will benefit, we'll benefit, and everybody's calling to thank me. Our most vulnerable citizens are already receiving the vaccine, and millions of doses are quickly being shipped all across our country. By early next year, the vaccine will be available to every American, and shortly thereafter, it will be delivered worldwide. We will end the pandemic once and for all. This is one of the most extraordinary scientific, industrial, and medical feats in history. Everybody has it as that. That's what they're marketed down as. And we can never let people forget where it came from and how it came. We're very proud to be honored, and all of the people that worked so hard on it, we have to be remembered for what's been done. I want to thank all of the workers, scientists, doctors, and members of the military who helped make Operation Warp Speed possible. Before the pandemic, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. Now we are doing it again. We've actually built, if you think about it, 2 great economies, before and after. We passed $3 trillion in relief, the largest financial aid package in history. Through the Paycheck Protection Program, we saved or supported more than 51 million American jobs, and we're doing numbers now like nobody's ever seen before, including having the highest stock market in the history of the world. I froze student loan payments, stopped evictions, suspended payroll taxes. We have slashed the unemployment rate from 14.7% all the way down to 6.7%, and a lot of people thought that the 14.7 could be 32 or 40 or 45%, and now we're down to 6.7 and heading a lot lower. We made it dramatically better than experts predicted just a few months ago. Our economy is growing at the most rapid rate ever recorded, 33.4% last quarter, and much faster than the nations of Europe. Nobody can compete with us in terms of going down less and going up by far the fastest and the best. Whenever America is challenged, we always rise to the occasion. We are bringing critical medical manufacturing back home to America. We have secured our borders and paused immigration to protect American workers. We lowered drug prices for the first time in 51 years. And after years of endless foreign wars, we are signing historic peace deals in the Middle East. It's all ending in the Middle East. We have to hope it keeps going. It's so easy if you know what you're doing. In this season of joy, Americans have so much to be grateful for. We're all blessed to live in the greatest country ever to exist on the face of the earth, and we have made it greater than ever before. As long as we remain loyal to our nation, devoted to our citizens, and faithful to Almighty God, we know that the best is yet to come. God bless you, and God bless America.
Well, folks, we're coming to the end of 2020, a year in which the government was forced to tell people how to live their lives, how long to wash their hands, how many households could meet together, and a year in which we lost too many loved ones before their time. And so I can imagine that there will be plenty of people who will be only too happy to say goodbye to the grimness of 2020. But just before we do, I want to remind you that this was also the year when we rediscovered a spirit of togetherness, of community. It was a year in which we banged saucepans to celebrate the courage and self-sacrifice of our NHS staff and care home workers. A year in which working people pulled the stops out to keep the country moving in the biggest crisis we've faced for generations. Shop workers, transport staff, pharmacists, emergency services, everyone, you name it. We saw a renewed spirit of volunteering. People delivered food to the elderly and the vulnerable. And time after time, as it became necessary to fight new waves of the virus, we saw people unite in their determination, our determination, to protect the NHS and to save lives. Putting their lives, your lives, on hold, buying precious time for medicine to provide the answers. And it has. In 2020, we've seen British scientists not only produce the world's first effective treatment of the disease, but just in the last few days, a beacon of hope has been lit in the laboratories of Oxford. A new room temperature vaccine that can be produced cheaply and at scale, and that offers literally a new lease of life to people in this country and around the world. And with every jab that goes into the arm of every elderly or vulnerable person, we're changing the odds in favour of humanity and against COVID. And we know that we have a hard struggle ahead of us for weeks and months because we face a new variant of the disease that requires a new vigilance. But as the sun rises tomorrow on 2021, we have the certainty of those vaccines pioneered in a UK that is also free to do things differently and, if necessary, better than our friends in the EU. Free to do trade deals around the world and free to turbocharge our ambition to be a science superpower, from biosciences to artificial intelligence. And with our world-leading battery and wind technology, we will work with partners around the world, not just to tackle climate change, but to create the millions of high-skilled jobs this country will need, not just this year, 2021, as we bounce back from COVID, but in the years to come. This is an amazing moment for this country. We have our freedom in our hands, and it is up to us to make the most of it. And I think it will be the overwhelming instinct of the people of this country to come together as one united kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, working together to express our values around the world, leading both the G7 and the COP26 Climate Change Summit in Glasgow. An open, generous, outward-looking internationalist and free-trading global Britain that campaigns for 12 years of quality education for every girl in the world. 2021 is the year we can do it. And I believe 2021 is above all the year when we will eventually do those everyday things that now seem lost in the past, bathed in a rosy glow of nostalgia. Going to the pub, concerts, theatres, restaurants, or simply holding hands with our loved ones in the normal way. We're still a way off from that. There are tough weeks and months ahead, but we can see that illuminated sign that marks the end of the journey. And even more important, we can see with growing clarity exactly how we're going to get there. And that is what gives me such confidence about 2021. Happy New Year.
Dear citizens of Russia, dear friends, in just a few minutes' time, the year 2020 will come to an end. When we were ushering it in a year ago, we, just like everyone else around the world, dreamed of changes for the better. Back then, no one could have imagined what ordeals all of us would have to go through. And now it seems this past year has encapsulated the burden of several years in one. It was hard for every one of us, fraught with worries and considerable financial difficulties, with stress, and for some, with the bitter loss of their loved ones. But this year that's coming to an end has also been connected with hopes of overcoming these troubles, with admiration and pride for those who displayed their best human and professional qualities. It's been connected with the realization of just how important reliable, genuine, real relations between people are, friendship and trust between us. We've made it through this year together, with dignity, as befits a united nation that respects its ancestors' traditions, like values, bravery, humanity, and compassion in our hearts, in our character, and in our deeds. We look up to our dear veterans, the great generation that trampled the plague of Nazism. Against all odds, we fulfilled our sacred obligation. With immense gratitude, we celebrated the 75th anniversary of the great victory. No doubt, the new deadly virus has changed, turned upside down the usual pace of life, work and study. It's forced us to reconsider, rearrange many plans. But that's the way this world is. Challenges are inevitable. They prompt us to take a closer look at our lives, to listen to our conscience, to put aside petty and trivial things and really appreciate what's most important. That is the gift of human life. It's the family, our mums and dads, grandpas and grandmas, our children, both those still very young and adults. It's our friends and colleagues too, the energy of selfless help and good deeds, both big, involving the whole of the country, and small, on a local level, but no less significant. Ordeals and woes, in the end, always pass. It's always been this way. And what remains with us is what's most important, what makes us generous and strong. That is love, understanding, trust, and support. So I would like to wish you all that the difficulties of this year become history, and soon, with all that we've gained, all the best that's been brought out in each person, stay with us forever. In these times, it is very important to believe in yourself, to not back down when faced with difficulties, and to protect our unity which is the basis of our future success together. I am convinced that together we will overcome everything and restore and get back to normal life, and with fresh energy, continue to solve the tasks facing Russia in the coming third decade of the 21st century. Dear friends, not everyone is sitting at the festive table right now. A lot of people are still in hospitals, and I am sure they feel the support of their loved ones and friends. With all my heart, I wish you a speedy recovery and a happy return back home. Unfortunately, we haven't managed to completely stop the pandemic yet. The fight against it won't stop for a single minute. Doctors and nurses, paramedics, continue to work hard. Many of them are on duty on this festive night. Emergency service employees are also solving the most difficult of tasks. Our military personnel in conflict zones abroad, our peacekeepers, our army and the navy. It's thanks to all of those who are on duty day and night, no matter what, that Russian citizens can gather today around their family hearths and usher the new year in with a hope for the better and plans for the future, make their innermost wish. Dear friends, let us dream in these moments of the most sacred and bright peace and well-being, happiness and joy for all those near us, all those we hold dear, for all of our country. I would like to thank each and every one of you, because we are together. And when we feel the reliable support of those standing beside us, Russia becomes one big family. I cordially wish all of you good health, faith, hope and love, just as I do to my own loved ones. Happy New 2021. Happy New Year, dear friends.